right, and so this is up to where we can move with the bus. So we now move from here on our own feet.
Good morning, good evening, good night from wherever it is that you may be watching us all across the world. My name is Richard H. Stanchow, and as usual, I am your digital host, giving you access to opportunities, insights, and definitely the sights, as you can see clearly today. We are in Tallinn, Estonia. This is day 4, and this is currently Freedom Square. I'll let Kadri explain. Kadri, explain Freedom Square.
Yeah, so this is the Freedom Square, and our Independence Day celebrations take place here. It's also the place where people are able to gather if they have an opinion to express. We have our commemorative statue or monument here for our freedom fighters, and yeah, so it's basically the main place for that.
Alrighty.
Yes.
So that is Freedom Square. So today we've got a full day packed. We're going to attend a lot of different activities, events, meet different delegations. So come with us. And remember, this is just a snippet. For the full video, we're going to be sharing it on the YouTube channels. But we just want to give you a quick snippet of what it's about. Guys are leaving us, so let's go, eyes up.
Thank you. So I'm Priit Kallaks, head of the Business Diplomacy Department at the Foreign Ministry. And in our department, we even have the ambassador of large for education. That means, and this is one of the 4 ambassadors at large who we have in the Foreign Ministry, which show you the importance of the education and education export to the ministry, but overall to the government as well. But first of all, of course, big welcome to you on behalf of the Foreign Ministry as well. We are truly honored that you, the members of Parliament, education sector of Kenya, are interested to learn or see the Estonian education system, what we are extremely proud of. Estonian and Kenyan relationship has never been as good as they are and as intense as they are now. And the persons or reasons why it has been so good are actually right now in this room. First of all, I would like to recognize and thank our honorary consul Kadri Umal, who has been for years been the Estonian business card in Kenya. And of course, last 3 years now, we have had the Enterprise Estonia's representative and office also in Nairobi, and Joel is our business name and brand in Kenya. So these are the signs that show how seriously we take the improving relationship between the Estonia and Kenya. And actually right now, I know that you're all aware that at the same time while you are here, we are doing the Africa Business Forum, the biggest regional Africa-oriented business event in the Baltics. We had more than 300 guests, 100 from Africa, people from more than 35 countries. And regardless of the field or the sector, it is very difficult to show the same kind of representation of different countries as we did with the Africa Business Forum. At the same time, we have a very big delegation from the Kenyan Ministry of Interior here, who are studying the Estonian X-Road mechanism, how our different institutions share their data, their information, and whether it is possible to copy, but in your own way, in Kenya as well. So we are very glad that there is this growing cooperation between Estonia and Kenya in many fields. I'm not education expert. You have been here for 4 days, had a very intensive program. Probably you have learned a lot from the schools you visited, etc. And today you will hear from the this education system part as well. I'm a proud father of 4 sons. They're all very small, so I have this client view. And in my phone, I really have 2 Estonian e-school apps, which helps me very interactively to communicate, of course, see how my kids are doing in the school or in the kindergarten, but also to communicate with the schools with any concerns, and it's so comfortable. I have to say it's somehow addictive as well. Just to, I know that parental control mechanism or feelings that I want to check what kind of grades my kids today received, etc., etc. But still, it helps a lot building trust. I'm very happy about it, and I hope that you have learned about these apps as well. We are very proud of our EdTech sector as well, which is one of the Estonian priority sectors. I'm talking about the export. It's still volume-wise quite small, but it's growing. Estonian EdTech solutions are already used in more than 50 countries. And I believe that thanks to our PISA ratings, there is a more growing interest about the Estonian education systems, and thanks to that we can introduce them our e-schooling EdTech solutions, what might be helpful to others as well. Looking ahead. The education cooperation between Estonia and Kenya, it eventually is related to the cooperation of digitalization, because all of the we cannot export our teachers. We cannot. It's impossible to export to any country basically exactly the subjects, what we learn, and how we teach our kids. But we can exchange views and practices of how to use the digital tools in different countries, and I think that is definitely the avenue what Estonia and Kenya should continue talking about and dig deeper. And your visit here is the same thing, that it goes deeper. It's not only the diplomats or politicians talking that how proud we are about the education system and how good it is, but you are here to really see that it really works. So I wish you the very interesting almost last day or last full day in Estonia, and interesting seminar here today. I will be here for another 15 minutes because then I have to run to meetings in the ministry. But I'm available in LinkedIn as well to be reached out. So if you have any questions regarding our foreign policy, or you want to learn what our ambassador at large for education is doing, then please do reach out. So thank you again, and have a very fruitful and interesting seminar. Thank you.
I'm Eva. I'm from Education and Youth Board. This is the main agency under the Ministry of Education. And when the ministry is responsible for the education policy, we are the ones to implement it. And it's very good. The previous speaker was the satisfied customer of our e-solutions, because we often start our presentation with this, that in Estonia, really 100% of services, state services are online, and it affects education as well. And it affects so that many people even doesn't know that they are using them in education as well. So, and this is the reason why we have had very many education delegations recent years. These are the PISA results by Estonian students. And Estonia has been in the top of Europe and among the best in the world, actually for a second time already. But actually we have had very good results already from the 2006, the first time when Estonia attended to PISA. And we often get asked what are the reasons behind those good results. And today I'm going to share what we in Estonian education sector think. What affects those results? PISA, okay. So as you see, PISA measures three main subjects, math, reading, and natural sciences. And actually, PISA doesn't measure only those. They measure also different things. And Estonia has been good also in creative thinking. So you see, they ask very, very different kind of questions from students. Because it's not only math or science, they also ask how is the relationship between student and teacher, for example. Or even they ask how often you eat together with your family. And as PISA has shown, actually, when you eat together with your family, often your math results are better. So I think in your society it's very common, but in Nordics and in Estonia, yes, we eat together, but people are more individualists, and it might be more rare in those societies, but it affects results. It also has shown that results are better when students feel safe in school, when they have, of course, good relationship with their teacher, and so on. But what are the key qualities of Estonian education system? What we think is in the center of the education is, of course, teachers. It's everywhere show. Highly educated, respected teachers. In the Estonian education system, teachers have to have master's degree and in kindergarten, bachelor's. So they are highly educated, but they are also very autonomous. They have a lot of freedom to decide how they teach their students. They are the specialists to know better, the best actually, what are the students' needs. And the Estonian curriculum gives a lot of freedom. It sets learning outcomes, but it's up to teachers to decide how they reach them. Estonia has inclusive education system. That means all students study together whenever possible. We have support system for students with special needs, but we also have programs to support especially gifted students, for example, science schools at the universities. Education is free, and it means it includes also school meals, textbooks, and when needed, also transport to school. I have to say. And a very important part also is early education. It's not compulsory in Estonian education system. You don't have to put your child to the kindergarten, but more than 90% of families still put children to the kindergarten because they prepare children for the school. They develop their emotional skills and it prepares school in the playful way. Kindergartens have their own curriculum, so children even doesn't know that they are learning actually in the playful way. And also, that's important, what happens after the school. Hobby education has very, very strong traditions in Estonian education system. Very many students attend in some kind of hobby activities. It's more than 80%. Now, most popular are, of course, music, sports, but also there are technology, science clubs, and so on. These activities might be in the school after lessons, but there are also separate hobby schools in the Estonian education system. And just a couple of words about the history as well, so you know where we are coming from. Estonia is here in the middle of East and West, and we have been, as a small nation, ruled by different nations throughout the history. We have been ruled by Swedes and Germans and Russians and Poles and Danes and so on. And actually, for Estonian people, the education has been a very important part to get to the better life for centuries already. And as you can see, in the end of the 19th century, the literacy rate in Estonia was very high. That time we were under the Russian Imperium, and it was twice as high as in the Imperium average. It was more than 90% that time already. Really, education has been very important for the families. We gained our independence in 1918. At that time, we had 6 grades compulsory education, and we were under the Soviet occupation for 50 years. And what was important at that time, that our education remained in Estonian. Throughout the Russian became very important and was pressured a lot. Still, our textbooks were made in Estonia and by Estonian authors. And we regained our independence in 1991. That's our education system. As I told already, preschool education is not compulsory, but many attend. But compulsory education starts at the age 7. And we had recent reform, and right now the compulsory education continues till the 18. Basic education is comprehensive. Everyone gets the same education, either in a small school or big school, or in the city, on the rural area. And after that, students have possibility to choose either upper secondary education or vocational education. And for some traditions in Estonia, most of students choose upper secondary education. Actually, state puts a lot of effort and money into vocational education. We have very fancy vocational schools, but still parents believe that the best for the student is to go to the upper secondary education. But let's see. And after that is higher education. We don't have very many exams, compulsory exams, compared to the many education systems, but we have tests, and our teachers and schools use a lot of tests available, e-tests, and they get feedback. So we have tests after the 3rd grade, after the 6th grade. It's compulsory for the, let's say, the 10% of students or schools, but very many teachers still take them because they get so good feedback where the students are. But we have those compulsory final exams after the basic education, Estonian, math, and the 3rd exam they can choose themselves. And we also have compulsory exams after the upper secondary education. Again, Estonian, math, and a foreign language, in English in most cases. Schools in Estonia are mainly owned by local municipalities, as most of the schools are municipal, but we also have about 10 or 11% of private schools, and about 6% of state schools. And these are some numbers in general education. So you see actually how small we are. And these are just some reforms we have had those last 30 years. I won't dive in all of them. I just want to highlight some of them. Actually, the very important has been the Tiger Leap program. In the 90s, 96, 97, it was initiative to provide all schools computers, internet connection, but it never was only about devices. The very important part has always been the teacher training, because we need teachers who can use them and who can teach students to use them. And that has actually affected all education sector, but I would say that has affected all Estonian society, because I think all this digital society of Estonia, it started from the education. Education is very important. When you want to reach far, you have to start with the kids. By 2001 already all Estonian schools were connected to the internet, and then actually this education technology boom started. From 2002, we have been using the same e-solution previous speaker showed you or told you about, this e-school connecting school, teacher and student and school and home. And that actually made, during the COVID, education in Estonia very much easier, because our families and our teachers were used to use those possibilities already. And Estonia also collects a lot of educational data, and most of this data is available publicly. And we have this educational database about teachers in schools, exam results, not personal results, but the average results of the school. So everyone can see where the school is, how things are going in school. And some more. And 2015 already, Estonia decided that all learning materials must be available in digital format. And by 2020, and again, it was something what helped us a lot during COVID, because we had digital materials for every educational level. And these are the challenges and reforms we have now I told you already that we have raised our compulsory education age to the 18, but the very recent thing is the AI leap, just like the tiger leap. Estonia wants in this autumn, from the 1st of September, use in all upper secondary schools AI tools for education. And it's so new thing that actually I can't tell you much about this, but these teacher trainings will take place in the August, and in September all 10th graders and 11th graders will use the first solutions already. Let's see, it's evolving in a real time actually. And this is more romantic view of our education system. I really love this illustration because it illustrates so well that it's very important that the roots are strong for the tree. In that case, it's the family and societal support for education. I really think that in Estonia, families believe that students must learn in school, they must listen to teachers, and it helps a lot. Kindergarten lays good foundation, and the trunk, as the basic education, is the same for everyone. But after that, you have a lot of possibilities, and we don't have dead ends in our education system. You always can choose another branch of the tree. And I would like to wrap up with a quote from our previous President Toomas Hendrik Ilves, that we truly think in Estonia that the best thing we can give to our children is not land, house, or a bank account, but a good education. And actually, he himself is a very good example of this. He was son of the immigrants who had to immigrate from Estonia during the Second World War. His parents immigrated to Sweden and later to the United States. And that was time when you couldn't take with you much, not much, or you couldn't take anything with you during the wartime. But that's time when you see that education remains with you. And he got very good education in the United States, came back, became Estonian president, and actually was one of the founders of this Tiger Leap program. So it really is a good example how important education is. But that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Maybe you have some questions.
Yes, maybe you have some questions.
Yeah. Good morning to everyone, and nice to see you again, those who met me yesterday. So today I will introduce you who is an educational technologist and what our role is in educational institutions such as school. And also I will cover a bit where students or pupils or those who are interested can learn to be an educational technologist, because we have several curriculum that prepares educational technologists for schools. So we will cover next topics. We will work about the educational technologist and who it is. We also look at the roles and tasks that educational technologist undergoes in the school, and also we will cover the topic of training of educational technologists and the collaboration that we do with the Union of Educational Technologists in Estonia, because we have established the Union of Educational Technologists at our country, which have right now several years, and which is very good, actually, as a networking and collaborating body. So, who is an educational technologist? And here we have a short video. I don't know why it's in Russian, but anyways, I will try to explain. So educational technologists, this is a logo of the union, and I will try to translate a bit. So educational technologist is an innovator, is a pioneer is a leader, consultant, motivator. Those pupils who are holding teachers' mouse during the preparatory work for the lesson. And educational technologist is kind of a bridge between pedagogy and the technology. So our main responsibility is to bring together methods, didactics, pedagogy, and technological tools in order to support teachers while they try to establish a modern educational environment for the kids. So, we use several tools, and you can see on the map where educational technologists are located. So there is not in every school an educational technologist. We still have like a bit over 100 of us across all country, which is not enough because we have approximately 600 of schools, and if we have only 150 educational technologists, it's not enough. But it was enough to survive our distance and remote learning during pandemics, because we were basically the frontline players during this period, because we held all the training, we supported teachers as many as we could, and we worked like 24/7 by providing webinars, trainings, not only to our teachers in our school, but to whole country and abroad as well. So, yeah, and let's go further. So at the state level, we had 3 major documents that some of them are old right now, but when it started, it was a strategy for lifelong learning, which were designed up to 2020. Then we had such document as a digital revolution in lifelong learning, which especially designed and written how to proceed with digital tools and implementation of digital tools within educational organizations and educational process. And also we have educational strategy for Estonia up to 2035. And all these 3 documents states that digital technologies and modern technologies should be applied to the education with purpose, and they should be applied productively. So if a teacher thinks that he wants to use some kind of technological tool or app or program, the first question that should be asked, how it will change your process, what benefits you will get out of it, and what benefits your pupils will get out of it. Why you use this, why you need this. It's not just because we want to play during the lesson, right? We use iPads, we use computers during the lesson, not for gaming, yeah, but for learning. And then I have to ask, is it this very essential tool that I need to use right now, right here during this lesson? What it can gain me? Some tools can save money, for example, when questioning kids, because if I will start to question kids like frontally, and I have like 24 kids, how many time it will take? Half of the lesson. And if I have the tool that made me this questioning and checking the kids' answer 5 minutes, then I can gain like 15 minutes that can be used for knowledge acquisition, right? So this is a question. This is the focus, the main focus of using digital tools and technology during the lesson. And we had some strategic goals that came out of these documents. The goal 1 was the integration of digital culture into the educational process. Goal 2, development of digital learning materials. Goal 3, access to digital infrastructures that supports learning for all students. And goal 4, creation and implementation of models for accessing ICT competence. And during all these years, we actually had done quite many steps to achieve all those goals. At the moment, I dare to say that all those goals got achieved. And at the previous curriculum that we had, starting from the 2014, it stated that digital competence is a readiness to use digital technology to successfully cope with the work, education, citizenship, and communication in a rapidly changing knowledge society. Internet has brought about an explosive growth of learning opportunities which can be highly beneficial if used skillfully, but can also lead to confusion if mishandled. The essence of digital revolution lies in the conscious and intelligent integration of digital capabilities into educational process, enriching learning and better addressing the needs of today's students while facilitating the fulfillment of various professional requirements. And actually, this description of digital competence did not change at the latest curriculum, so it's stayed the same, but the framework is undergoing some changes with rapid development of artificial intelligence tools. So we are right now overlooking the digital competence framework. And not only Ministry of Education and Research was dedicated to development of digital competence at schools, but also the whole country worked on that. And we had a lot of budget that invested in the digital leap, let's say so. And so across 40 million euros were invested during the curriculum into the school digital and IT tools. So basically, our schools are very well equipped. We have computers, we have laptops, we have a lot of robotics, iPads or other tablets, and we are not buying them by ourselves, not from the school budget, but from the local authorities, from the Tallinn budget, from the ministry budget. We also have several projects where we can apply for funding for the acquiring some tools, digital tools. And before pandemics, we actually had the situation that every school had a good and modern park of computers across the country. And when pandemic started, we got the command from the Ministry of Education and Research that all tools that we had in school, we had to give them up to kids. For those families, for example, who have like 3 kids or 4 kids, but they had only 1 or 2 devices. So in order to make sure that every kid had access to learning materials during pandemics, we actually had given up all the techniques we had. And and then we gathered it back. So, I'm sorry, at the state level, we also, at the year 2014, we got a handbook of digital competence in subject curriculum, which means that it was recommendations how to develop digital competence of the students on the certain subjects. And if I looked, for example, how to develop digital competence on math, Then I got certain recommendations to the primary school, certain recommendations for the upper secondary school, which were a bit different because the level of digital competences of the kids was different. And who had to develop digital competence of the kids? Digital competence of the kids was responsibility of subject teacher. But if subject teacher is not very advanced in usage of digital technologies, so then he turned to the educational technologist. And my work as educational technology is to develop digital skills of the teachers, to help teachers to be modern and to fulfill this state curriculum in the field of developing digital competence of the kids. So, yeah. And educational technologist, who is it? Is it an employee of educational institution who possess a modern concept of teaching and competence in the field of digital technologies? So basically, all educational technologists that are right now the members of the union, I dare to say that we all have pedagogical experience. We all had teacher experience before. We worked at school, we know the process, we know how to plan lesson, how to conduct lesson. We possess different methodologies. We know what is active learning methods. We know online learning methods. And now our main task is to comply everything we know, pack it, and give it to other teachers. So, basically, as an educational technologist, we provide training for our personnel, for teachers. We can also do field counseling, which means that teacher can ask us to come to the lesson and to assist during the lesson with the usage of digital tools. We can also provide individual counseling, one-to-one or peer counseling for the teachers. And we are seen as administrative staff. So basically, if we're looking at school, there's a headmaster of school, there's a head teacher or two head teacher, and then there is educational technology, the same level administrative staff as a head teacher. But if the head teacher is more like out of digital tools, like learning and class management, etc., then educational technologist, it's an online learning head teacher. It's kind of like this, something like this. So, and also, this is my and educational technologist's responsibility to look after the new tools, new skills, new apps that can be used into the lesson. And also, we have to be the ones who are looking at data protection, because some of the apps we use, they store data in China or in the US, and it's not always comply with the General Data Protection Regulation that has been launched by European Union several years ago. And so this is our responsibility to look at that, and also to teach teachers to protect students' data and their own data into online environments. And digital safety is also our responsibility. So there was the competence, digital competence of the students, which was launched at 2016. And there is also a framework for developing digital competences that was launched in the EU in 2013. And the digital competence of the students have 5 core skills. And those skills are problem solving, information management, communication, content creation, and safety. And when we look at the framework, then framework looks like that. We have 4 levels of each competence. 4 basic level, which is basic school level also, 2nd level of basic school, and 3rd level of basic school, and the upper secondary school level. So the competence, for example, information management, have some soft skills. For example, searching and viewing information according to its purpose. And on different levels, the competence is different. The volume of the skill is like higher or lower according to the class and level. And so this document is quite long. It's about 20 pages, but it's very, yeah.
After presentation, can you share it across the document, digital competence?
Yeah, I will share the link, but not right now, because I didn't have a link right now here. But I think I will share it with Katrin in English, and she will probably transfer it to you. Yeah, and also we had digital competence for teachers, which called the selfie model. And the selfie is actually a self-assessment tool that is available internet. If you Google it, you will come out. And it's a questionnaire that each teacher have to fill. And after filling this questionnaire, the teacher will get feedback about its own digital competence, how it advanced. For example, here are 3 visuals. And the accessed skills in this questionnaire is professional development and engagement, digital resources, teaching and learning, assessment, empowering teachers and learners, and facilitating learners' digital competence. And we are usually ask our teachers to complete this once per year. And as educational technologist of the school, I have all the reports of my teachers. And according to these reports, I can provide training they need. So this is, for me, this is a tool to plan trainings in the field of digital tools and digital pedagogies for my teachers. And yeah, there is also a model of assessment, the readiness for implementing innovative technologies. And here's 5 levels as well. And here are some also some fields that have to be analyzed, such as learning objectives, pedagogy, role of the learner, process management, and tools. And to see, it started all from here, yeah, and the highest level is 5th level. So, and school board teachers can just try to assess where they are, in which place they are, and where to move next. And our universities, several years ago, also provided us with the digital mirror. Is a tool that monitors digital innovations in school. And this is also assessment tool that have 3 levels of assessment. The first level of assessment is IT manager or educational technologist. Then is a board, school board, who will assess this. And the 3rd level is local city government or county manager, so government, basically. And at the school board, when we have school board assessment, we can assess, we can provide some materials that actually work as a proof that we are here, because we have several questions. And you see the green, for example, is dark green and light green. So the light green is where we want to go, where we want to be in the next year, for example. And dark green is the situation we have right now. So, and for each of this slot, we have to not just write a text, but we actually have to attach some proofs that we have some documents that regulates, for example, online learning, usage of digital devices during the breaks, etc., digital safety rules, and we have to provide everything. And so there are, of course, inside the platform, there are criteria that write to which extent should school provide the proofs and everything. And it's very actually comfortable, especially comfortable for county or for city. In Tallinn, we have several schools. So, and it's easier for them to see all those visuals and see, aha, I see the Tallinna Paja Gymnasium is here, but Gustav Adolfi is here. So maybe I can bridge them together so they can share experiences or work together and think something out. So it's kind of very interesting. And also through that instrument, we used to apply for funding for the new ICT tools. And as far as I know, for example, our university, Tallinn University, had adjusted these models for the Moldova. And Moldova used this tool already. And they are ready, if Kenya, for example, would want to have this model, I think the university will adjust it for Kenyans as well. Yeah, and what we do. We have job requirements and main tasks that we do. I already covered a bit. So education is a higher education, master degree or higher. Work experience, as I told you before, all of us are teachers. So basically pedagogical experience is kind of obligatory. It can be a pedagogical experience in adult education or in just school education, or it might be a degree in andragogy. Additional knowledge is a knowledge of ICT tools, teaching methodologies, principles of instructional design, and principles of creating quality courses in a digital environment by using ICT tools. And also computer skills are essential for this work. Knowledge of various educational digital tools, platforms, ability to use them for teaching, advanced proficiency in office software, readiness to use various information systems such as document management program, etc., and general knowledge of operating systems and computer hardware. So basically, it sounds like ICT teacher, yeah? But it's a bit more. So it's like ICT teacher advanced to the level 10 maybe, it will do. So language proficiency, yeah, we have to use as many languages as we can. So, but preferably Estonian language C1 and preferably English and B2 and above. And as far as for personal qualities, we have to be initiative, good teamwork and communication skills, and also goal-oriented mindset. And as far as we do in school, as I told that we provide consultative support for teachers in field of educational technology. We coordinate and develop instructional and teaching materials for schools, and also school digital development plan. We develop teachers and students' digital competences and monitor them. We organize process of creating digital learning materials within our school, and also helps teachers to adapt and these materials and exchange them within our organization and outside. And we also can make, as an administrative member, we can make a suggestion of improvement if in the field of ICT within our school. And usually when our headmaster has some question about ICT field, she turns to me for the answer. And she always asks, do we need that too? Or do we need this subscription here? Or maybe we can think about it, or something like this. And also, we participate in the educational technology activities at the national level, countrywide, and outside the country internationally. And we have to keep our eyes and ears open in order to monitor trends of ICT, tools, and possibilities that it provides. And yeah, and compose development and regulatory documents is also kind of our responsibility. For example, when our school composed the document about data protection, there was a chapter about data protection in digital environments, and it was my responsibility to write it. So, and we have some rights, and we have some responsibilities, and the main right that maybe a bit differ from ordinary teacher is that we can work off-site. So we can work remotely. We can use home office if we do not have lessons during the day, because our work will be done no matter what. And usually during remote learning, as I told you, we worked 24/7. We were behind the computers and worked. So basically, we don't have to be in the school to make our work done. And usually, educational technologies do have lessons, but not full stack. For example, full stack for teachers is 24 hours per week. But educational technologies very rarely have full stack lessons. Usually, we have like 12, 10, 8 lessons per week. And the rest of the time, we deal with the training, consulting, composing documents, composing guides, manuals, etc., etc. And also, we have option to go for the training ourselves, and our trainings is usually major educational technology events, such as International Mess of the Educational Technology, which is BET, and this year it was in London. And yeah, basically, where do we train? We have at the moment 3 institutions that provides training for educational technologists, and those are Tallinn University, which provides 2 years master program, and it's partly on-site and partly online, and usually learning sessions happens once in 2 weeks, and during Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we also have a master degree program in educational technology in Tallinn, Tallinn University Haapsalu College, and Tartu University provide 1 year master degree in educational technology, which is mainly off-site. So they gather together maybe twice or 3 times per year, and all the rest of the work is done online. And one colleague of mine in my school has passed this yearly program. It can be paid or free of charge, depends on your results. And it's quite good. And as far as I know, many students there are actually coming abroad. They had Moldova, they had Hungary, they had from Southern Africa, from some countries, I'm not sure from which, and they also have from Southern Europe students there. So yeah, and of course we have a very strong networking. So we have a Facebook account, we have Slack group when we exchange and communicate with each other. And for example, the news spreading very quickly. And for example, I remember very well when pandemic started, we had this Facebook group, and the first we got the notion that in one school it began. We got it a week before, and that helped all the rest Tallinn schools where the educational technologists were. We had the week time to prepare our story, how we will go. And it actually helped a lot. And we had a lot of this kind of situation. So this was the most maybe remarkable to share. So right now, if you have any questions, I would be glad to ask. And yeah, by the way, I will provide the presentation, so you will have a look of all this stuff. And right now, because our time is limited, I covered only first part, but the rest part of presentation, like 30 slides down, you will see step by step what I am doing within my school. So you will see the organization of ICT sector, what we do, what we provide in concrete examples. Yeah.
I am trying to be quick. And my first task is to invite you to Tallinn University, and we are ready to receive you today afternoon at 4 o'clock, that you can see. But for those who are busy to going somewhere else, I will first make a very short presentation about Tallinn University. As you heard, the main teachers training university, and what is also important, most of the teachers have trained in Tallinn University, but regularly they are coming back because they need to increase their qualification. And this is compulsory to take different courses, to take different trainings. When they are evaluated, then it is very important. And that's why they are coming back. But of course, we like to think that they are coming back because we are good. Well, some words about Tallinn University. Okay, you know this. This is young university. Tallinn University was established exactly 20 years ago. We celebrated in March. But it doesn't mean that the whole university is so young. You know, this has been the biggest emergence projects in higher education in Estonia. Right now, we have 6 public universities, plus some private ones. But in 90s, we had 40 of them. And then government decided that the quality wasn't very high, and you know, Estonia is so small. 40 for 1.3 million, this wasn't very wise. And then the big projects to merge them started. Some of them died, but part of them, private ones, public ones, were merged to Tallinn University. And now you see the structure, you don't see there. But we have now 6 schools only, or institutes, plus Haapsalu College and academic library. But here you see that the teachers' training started already in Tallinn in 1919. The tradition is going back more than 100 years. And very big part of the history in the same building as we are. Yeah, and there was question about technology. Of course, we are very proud of our Institute of Education, but also we are very proud that we have the Baltic Film, Media and Art School, the best one in the Baltics. You know, my history is that now I have been 4 years a vice rector of Tallinn University. But before that, I was almost 10 years director of Baltic Film and Media School. That's why I need to mention that. But if we talk about new technology and VR and things like that, you know, this is very much also a business of this school. And we are very proud to be among 5% of best universities in the world. Some figures. Estonia is small, not like your country. 1.3 million, as I said, and the biggest universities in Tartu, 14,000 students. We have only near 7,000 students. We are third biggest. Tartu, TalTech, Tallinn Technical University is the second one. And the teaching is very much individual. You know, my daughter studied at Zurich University, and this was only a couple of times she saw her professor. At our university, it's very common that, you know, professors are working with the students, not only doing research, but all the students have contact with remarkable professionals. And I think that is very important. If I think back to my university years, you know, I do not remember anything. And I've studied media, and you know, media has changed totally. But what I do remember is the values, the attitude, you know, the conversations, this human touch. And that's why I think it's quite important to have this kind of environment where students can go and talk to professors, even during lunchtime in canteen or whenever. Okay. We have right now altogether 116 study programs, 38 bachelor and near 60 masters, plus 13 doctoral. And from them, 22 are taught in English. Tallinn University is an international university. The number of international students is not right now very big. It has decreased rapidly during COVID, and also it didn't go up because of the war. But still we have a bit more than 10% from 80 different countries from all over the world. Okay, the biggest groups are from neighboring countries, from Latvia and Finland, but we have students from very different areas. And we have also 6 joint curricula. It means, you know, different European universities established together joint curricula. This is quite popular, and these programs are also supported financially by the European Commission. Usually for the students, they are for free. Otherwise, you know, English programs, we have fees. Not very high, but anyway.
Can you just mention what the fees are roughly like?
2,000 per semester. But some of them are lower. If you study media and film, this is higher.
2,000 euros.
Yeah.
Per semester.
Yeah. Average.
And how many semesters in a year?
2 semesters. The school year is 2 semesters, and bachelor is 3 years, and master is 2 or 1 year. There are different master programs. And here you see also, I can give you and you can distribute later. But all this information you can find on our homepage in English, if someone is interested. And also MA programs. The most popular, what do you think? Which one is the most popular? No, artificial intelligence for sustainable societies got the biggest number of applicants. Now the application period is almost over. No, it's not over for EU countries, but yeah.
What does that course, I mean, it's intriguing.
Yeah.
Artificial intelligence for sustainable societies.
You should not ask me. I am not very much familiar, but this is, you know, this is.
Maybe those who want, okay.
Yeah.
Those who come to your university at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Would you be able to have by then?
Yeah, but the easiest way to go to our homepage and to look at the description. I think they added this sustainable societies, you know, to look nicer. Because, you know, sustainability is the word we use everywhere, but basically this is about artificial intelligence in different spheres of the life. Well, and also who is interested, maybe not to come to the formal studies, but to have a bite and to see how it looks like. We have very popular summer school, around 300, 400 participants every year, and also winter school. Okay, maybe I do not recommend for you to come in January on winter time, but there is also summer school and different variety of different courses you can take. Well, and now, and also information you can find on our homepage. And my colleague already told about the School of Educational Sciences. And these are different projects or training programs they offer. The variety is quite big, and but these are two in English. She also mentioned educational innovation and leadership and PhD program, educational sciences. But I was asked to talk, and there is another school about this digital technologies. They have also in English different programs. But I was asked to talk about non-formal trainings. And actually, this is the area of my responsibilities. I think we have been quite successful, meaning that, you know, the lifelong learning became very, very popular. The situation 20 years was quite different. I remember that when we faced the problem that all other European countries had, you know, very high figures. People came back to the universities and took different courses, but not here in Estonia. Now we have one of the highest numbers. Also in comparison to other countries, and talking about Tallinn University, if we have 7,000 students who take formal studies, then we have annually 10,000, 11,000 who take different courses. They might be shorter, they might be longer. There is a trend that the courses are becoming longer, more serious. 4 years ago, we also started micro degrees. Micro degree, actually, this is not our invention, but this was European Commission already 5 years ago. started to encourage states to give different courses to fulfill better the labor market needs, because life is changing so quickly. We all know that. And if you create the study program for formal studies, you know, it takes minimum 1.5 years or 2 years if you want to have a new program. All this bureaucracy around that, you need to register that, and it's pain in the ass. But to create something shorter, it is much easier. And we really started to develop. The beginning wasn't very easy, you know, our staff wasn't very enthusiastic, but last year we had 150 micro degrees. And the number is growing, and the number of participants is growing every year. And micro degree, it means it can based on you know, subjects we teach already. We can add something new, or we can create totally new programs. For example, we created together with Tallinn Technical University, Green Turn was the title for the business leaders. And this has been very successful. And this was totally new. You know, there were no subjects taught before. And we have some other examples, but we have also a lot of examples, especially in the area of teachers' education. Where we use, you know, these formal study programs. And okay, here you see how this is growing, but there is a list we are providing in autumn in the area of education innovation only. There are, I think, some 20 of them, and 2 of them are in English, these red ones. And these are mainly for those who work at school, but you have heard, you visited school, probably you heard that we have lack of teachers. Oh, and as in most of the countries, you know, there is always lack of good teachers. Okay, by law, the teacher should have MA to have an agreement, a permanent agreement. But actually the number of teachers who teach at school without permanent agreement, just teach, and schools take them because they have no choice, is quite big. And now we are trying to provide them, you know, additional courses in didactics, for example, or even, you know, for example, in Northeast, where we have problem, as everywhere, with the math teachers, teachers of physics, and so on. But in the past, there was a big industry. It means there are highly educated engineers who might not have work right now. And but, you know, it's not so easy that you are an engineer and you are going to school to teach. But getting additional training, learning how to teach math, then it's possible. And they are shorter and they are flexible, and the length can be very different. You know, our micro degrees, according to law, they can be 5 to 30 degrees ECTs. One ECT is 26 hours. It means 6 ECT program is 150 hours work. But in our case, most of them are around 20 ECTs. It's 200 hours work. It's quite a lot. And this is the way how we are trying to fulfill this gap we have between, you know, the need at schools and well, of course, we are training teachers. As you saw, also our regular programs, formal study programs, happily they become more and more popular. We have quite big competition. But anyway, you know, not everybody goes after graduation to school, and maybe not everybody finds him or herself at school. And that's why we need to find additional ways to train people who might be interested or who are working already at school. I found, let me try it maybe, yeah. This is a Facebook page of our Institute of Educational Sciences, and I saw, okay, and as I told you, you can follow us, and all the information we have in Estonian, we have also in English. If you are interested or someone you know is interested, then it is quite easily to access to the information. And what else? Yeah, we have dormitory. We have some pictures. Dormitory is 300 meters from the campus. The campus itself is in the city center. And not only, we are in the center. It's walking distance from here, but near to the campus. Campus is on the coast, on the seaside. We have very nice promenade. We have very nice park. It's a great environment and a lot of fresh air. Yeah, that's all. And Estonia is quite a safe place. I found one survey from last year, and you saw most of our people think that it is safe to live here, and the worst thing what can happen is a cyber attack. And you know, I happened to make one presentation some months ago, and I looked at the data. And can you imagine that in the middle of 90s, what was the main problem in Estonia for the citizens? Security. In the middle of 90s? Yeah, on the first place, you know. And then all other problems. We had huge amount of problems back then, but security was. And within 20 years, it has changed totally. Okay, once more, welcome to Tallinn University.
My name is Joel Karobio. As Preet had introduced me in the morning, I am the trade representative for Estonia in Kenya. So for purposes of this discussion, I am employed by the Estonian government. So I have seen people winking and saying, can we send more coffee? I will not help you on that conversation. But if you see me behind the tent, we can discuss. My role is basically to encourage partnerships between Estonia and Kenya. So I look at all the solutions that Estonia has and trying to introduce them to Kenyan partners. So even the edtechs that you'll meet in the later sessions, if there's follow-ups that need to be done, I'm happy to support on that. Education is a big focus for Estonia, as you've heard this morning. And I always tell my Kenyan brothers and sisters, it's not about copying, it's about co-creating. So it's for learning, and then you go and see what you can do there. You cannot take what they've done for 1.3 million people. Yeah, we are 55 million. But the learnings that they've had and the fundamentals are good from here. Pick those up and see what can assist on your side. So my role is basically to encourage partnerships between the two countries. We have a focus on education, ICT, health. Those are the key areas that I chase. in terms of opportunities between the two countries. From a diplomacy perspective, as Prit was saying, where our focus countries are Kenya, Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa. So that's where Estonia is investing its time, although we have some relationships in Uganda through the EU, Djibouti, but then when it comes to what I do and where I support, I kind of like help with those conversations. So mine is very simple, is to welcome all of you to Estonia. You had 1.3 million, there's 1.3 million plus one. The plus one is me. I'm just waiting for them to give me my residency cadre. I joined this job in 2022. Before that, everything used to go through cadre. Now we support each other every single day. And I'm very proud that such a delegation is willing to come and visit and see what is happening. And obviously, even our neighbors. We're not selfish, but we make sure that most of the time you spend in Estonia, then you just travel to the others. But when you finish with the others, come back home, which is Estonia, because here we can give you the attention that you require. From a Kenyan perspective, we have a community of 50 Kenyans in Estonia. Most of them actually came through the education system that you're hearing. People just Googled and wanted to come to Tallinn University, applied and were accepted and came to Estonia. Since then, they have graduated and some have gotten jobs. So they work here. So you might see some of them somewhere in your course of your days. Very vibrant young guys doing excellent things, creating new softwares, creating things that they're taking back home. So those references are there. So the success stories of Kenya actually doing well in this market. As the lady spoke before, most of those guys came in the winter. Culture shock first. They are coming into negative 20 degrees, but they have survived. So just to tell you that Kenyans are resilient and are everywhere. The hustler nation, they've taken it even to Estonia. Yes, we are not a big community, but we meet often. I know there'll be some drinks over Saturday for Madaraka Day. I'll find out where the details are in case some of you might find them. But basically, just to tell you that the partnerships between Kenya and Estonia are strong. And they are continuing to be strengthened. And through you and through the delegations, it even strengthens us more because you're going back with testimonies of what you've seen and that you're able to implement. So that is for me, is just to welcome all of you. You will see me in the corridors at the hotel. For those of you who might get lost in the streets at night, you already got lost in the streets. Okay. Okay. No. We are here to work. We are here to work. Please be asleep by 9. The bus leaves on time. I met my friend Peter here yesterday. This place is very independent. So if you're sent a link and the cab guy doesn't respond, he's not going to look for you. You have to sort yourself. Gisort is what I mean. But you hear me? Yes. But it's a place, walk around. Culture is very rich here. So again, if you have some time, I think you have some time over the weekend. So please enjoy. When we get back to Nairobi, if anyone needs to look for me through Kadri, and I'll also leave my contacts, then we can catch up in Nairobi. I'm actually resident in Nairobi. I only fly here for meetings and go back. So I come here for a week, find all the solutions and take them back. So that's what I do. So I don't live in Estonia. I live in Nairobi. Yes. So we have an office in Westlands. If anyone wants to come and visit, more than happy to host. So karibuni sana, and I'm standing between you and a coffee break. So I will do the honors of inviting them for coffee. Is that okay? After they give me my coffee. Thank you very much. Karibuni.
I am here to introduce a programming school that I co-founded with 7 other Estonian entrepreneurs. We are called Code, and we have one coding school here in Estonia, one in Finland, and we are opening one in Ukraine this autumn. It's called Code Zhytomyr. So I have a t-shirt. We are also launching a project in Nairobi. I do not have the correct T-shirt yet, as you can see. Otherwise, I would have worn that. But I will tell you a little bit about us, what we do. And I hope you have a lot of questions. And if you have, please interrupt me all the time if you don't understand or you have some questions. So we launched ourselves in 2021 in Estonia. And the goal was to make tech education more accessible. And by more accessible, I mean because Estonia, like 5 years ago, we had a lot of tech companies growing, and we had a shortage of IT talents in the workforce. And we have universities, we have vocational schools, we also welcome other people, experts in our country, but however, that was not enough to help us grow as fast as we wanted in the tech sector. So our co-founders came together and decided that let's try something different. So we established ourselves in Jõhvi, which is like on the eastern side of Estonia, near the Russian border, a coding school for adults, and the program being 1 year and a half years long. It's meant for people who have no previous education or experience in technology field. They can enter the program, and if they are motivated in 1 year or year and a half, they will be full stack developers and able to join the IT workforce. So this is where we started from about 4 or 5 years back, and we have grown a bit since then. The model proved quite popular in Estonia, and here are the other co-founders. Some of them have founded big companies like Bolt and Wise. Maybe you've heard. Bolt is definitely in Kenya. So they helped with the launch and are still part of our story and board members at the moment. So how are we able to grow? And for example, what we do, how we teach is about how we learn. So we don't have teachers. So this is obviously a bit weird for you as you are school owners. We are here in a teacher's house, but we have a model which is called peer-to-peer learning. So people come into our program. They are supported by our learning management system, like a platform, and we have created a curriculum with different tasks for them. And they study individually and in groups, supporting each other, learning from each other. So it's a teacherless method in a way, but in a way, your peer in a school is your teacher as well, or you are somebody's teacher. I think the main thing is that we teach people how to learn, how to solve problems, and how to help each other. And this is supported by an online platform which we developed. So our school network is one school in Finland, as I said. We are opening 2 more campuses in Estonia this autumn in Võru, which is in the south, and in Järva, in Paide city, which is in the center of Estonia. So with 3 campuses here. As I mentioned, also launching Code in Ukraine, together with a university in Zhytomyr region, which is an area where Estonia gives their aid and helps projects. And also, yes, Code Nairobi. So maybe a couple words about that we also got support from ESTEV, as same with the Ukrainian project. And we are partnering up with a small college on the western side of Nairobi, and this summer organizing a 3-week programming bootcamp for people who are interested. So some of the students might come from the college, but also it's open for everybody. So there are about 50 spots, And if the successful candidates can enter our program, which is the one-year-long coding program, but the first students who want to do this will have to do it fully online in a way that we cannot invite them here to Estonia, and will not be able to open a campus yet in Nairobi, but I hope it can be done in the near future, maybe next year, together with some school or college. Yes, and then Kotsisu in Finland. And actually what I wanted to talk to you about more is our code Future Coders, which is a program we developed for high schools in Estonia. Let me see if... So the way we see about how people learn and how we would like them to learn is by doing. So if you think about the active versus passive learning, there are different things, and definitely combining different methods makes sense. But we have passed the lectures part. We have not passed the reading part in a way that everybody has to Google, read up on solutions or ideas or how to solve problems. We definitely support video formats, but mostly we want people to learn by doing. So people who come into our program, they start coding from day one. There is no soft landing and explanation about how to do this work. And the bottom here is that we feel that, well, we don't feel that. I think it's quite obvious that if you are able to teach somebody, you know a lot. And if you want to teach somebody, you will learn yourself. So that's the best thing. That's how peer-to-peer learning works. If people don't know anything and they want to help each other, they will have to learn. If they learn from each other, they learn by reading something, they learn Googling something. So that's how we see that it works. Okay, so about the high school program. The method is the same, that we provide the platform, the courses, and we encourage students to learn through the problems by themselves and with a group. So at the moment we have 3 courses. They are intro level courses. One is basic programming. The other one is web development, and then data analysis. You can see what we teach here, Python, JavaScript, and different languages. But I think the focus is the same, that kids, however old they are, they don't have to be necessarily in high school. Here in Estonia, we see that 8th and 9th graders also pass this, our first course pretty eagerly. They are very eager to learn. And if you ask about, because I already got a question before about AI, so you have probably heard about Estonians' AI leap already, yes? The deal, the big...
Explain a bit more, because everyone mentioned it doesn't know enough about it.
I was about to say that not really sure exactly what will actually happen, like in practice. But nevertheless, I think being active and being curious about how it could work and encouraging people to use AI is not a wrong thing. It's a definitely good thing, because AI is everywhere. But here, we encourage students not really to use AI, because this is learning fundamentals. This is like learning to, I don't know, ride a bike. You know, you can ride an electric bike, but I think you should ride like a simple bike before. So very simple analog, but if you don't know how the engine works, you don't know how to use AI to solve problems that you might have in your engine, let's say. So when we got feedback from the first course from the students that if they had any troubles, they were stuck in the program, they couldn't move forward, then they said that I used the help of the ChatGPT to figure out where's the problem. And that's fine. That's totally fine. If you try to solve it, you cannot do it. I tried myself, so I took part in our women bootcamp a couple of weeks ago. And I was 100% sure my code is correct, but it was not working. So I used ChatGPT and I realized that I had one thing wrong, just one thing wrong in that, one small item wrong. So I think it's okay that we have a kind of encourage our students that if you are stuck like 10 minutes, fine. But if you're stuck for 20 minutes, you don't know what to do, then ask somebody, ask for help. So that's how you learn. Any questions so far? Yes?
You said, thank you for the information. You said that you train students who can straight from any country like Kenya. Is it like digital learning or digital learning? And how do you pay? Or how do you register?
You mean for the Code Nairobi project, for example? We have a project manager working in Nairobi, so we at the moment register just via email. But the project itself is 3 weeks on-site programming, and then you can study online after that, if that was your question. I don't know.
Okay, if a school is interested in engaging some students, how do we register?
If you want to send to the Code Nairobi project? Yes. Then you would have to tell me, because the website will be ready, I hope, next week. And I can forward this information, maybe through Kadri, to all of you, hopefully next week. Yeah. It's not really on our web yet, so next week, I hope. Yes?
You said you're partnering with a college in Western Kenya? The name of the college?
It's called Greatwell Training College. Greatwell. It's a small vocational type of school.
It's okay. Once that information becomes available, she will share to me. I will share on the WhatsApp group.
So the first pilot, yes, in Nairobi is very small. We can take in about 50 during the summer, but we are definitely looking for partners where to expand this project. But there's a couple more slides that I wanted to maybe stress that why we are doing this high school project here in Estonia, that there are definitely very many online courses available for everybody to take on from Coursera and whatnot. And we came, this is an elective course. So each high schooler has to choose some elective courses during the studies. We are doing this here in Estonia, in Estonian language. So that was an important requirement from the first county who wanted these type of courses developed for them. And I think it's a good idea. It's one less barrier for Estonian students to try programming. And they can do it together with a classmate or a friend from another school if schools are partnering. So since we offer a platform, it's not very difficult for schools to adapt this elective. They don't need IT teachers because we, if necessary, we can provide our tutors from our coding schools via, we use a Discord platform, for example, to help, well, the students use Discord platform, and we recommend this for the high schools as well. Yes?
Sorry for taking you back. You've talked about platforms. I'm much interested on the young learners. Yeah. For example, there's some platforms, let's say C++ using Notepad. What commonly used in our environment, young learning is Scratch. So what other platforms do you use?
Like language-wise? Yeah. It's Python and Java at the moment.
It's Python and Java. And yeah, because I would say that, okay, I'm not going into the deep details of why in Kenya most schools offer Scratch. I will simply say that in Estonia we consider Python to be the most common, most normal programming tool to use for anybody who starts programming.
But I if you mentioned Scratch, I like Scratch very much. I tried it. And then in Estonia, I think it's a lot used in schools, younger grades, because it's playful. You still get the logic of coding, and it's cool. My kid uses and their school uses it, encourages. So this is like a very good thing. I mean, but maybe for a slightly younger. So here I think, so I asked a lady here that most of you maybe have schools that are up to maybe 14 years old students. But I think that 13, 14, 12, starting with Python makes a lot of sense to me because the earlier they get interested in programming, I think the better. So I am not saying there has to be one or the other. I think it's great if there's lots of options available. But something I wanted to mention that we can, at the moment, yes, the courses are in Estonian yet. Only one is in English, and we'll be developing them in English soon as well. But since they are online, and for example, Kenya, we are in the same time zone, more or less most of the time. So even if one of you wants to test this program in your school, we can try this as a pilot, and we have online tutors here available here in Estonia, and I think it would not be a problem to actually try or test this.
So what would a school need to do to be part of a pilot?
I think they would need a classroom with computers and students who might be interested. So there could be 10 students, 20 or whatever. The number is not really important because it's an online platform. There could be how many users school could want to introduce to the program. So the way our studies work, that we don't have any schedule. So obviously school, like your schools, you start from, let's say 9, finish at 3 or something, and if children don't have computers at home, they would have to complete the program during the school hours. But here in Estonia, we see that a lot of kids have computers at home, so they have personal accounts on the platform in the course, and they can study and progress whenever they want to. They can do it after hours, weekends, or they can do it during the school time if it's part of their daily curriculum, if it's planned that way. So we are very flexible. And yes, you don't need a programming teacher to do this. You just need somebody who is able to enter the students' names into our platform. You will be like an admin for your group in the school. Not really any technical knowledge needed. And I think also for the student, this is super important in Estonia, that we want student to be, let's say, what is the self-directed learner. So this is a part of our education strategy, that children should be able to choose, take responsibility, and have very many different, or let's say individual paths with what to choose from. So this is one option that we see that makes sense for the student as well. That our platform is also, in a way, playful and interactive. So you write the code, there's automatic tests involved, and if you write the code right, there's like confetti, yay, I did it. And then you collect the points, and you see your progress bar until the end of the course. So, well, I did it myself, the first one, and it's hard to stop. You know, you want to get it right, and you want to proceed. So it's that way quite engaging.
Excuse me. Mm-hmm. This the same framework for Python, which you customized to make it more friendly to children. Or what's the name of this platform?
It is our platform. It's called Future Coders Code. We developed this. So it's not. You cannot. It's not like on the market. Let me see. So the demo. Maybe I can actually go into the. Show you the demo here. Yeah, so this is the website. This is at the moment in English, the first one. So it's like this. So how do you learn what is an algorithm? So there's like 6 sentences here. What is the logical, how to go to grandmother? So this is just a very, so you go like, find some cake from the kitchen, find the lemonade, no. So here, it's like very simple. This is just a very, very first example. And then you proceed, and then you have like examples, how to write code. You can try it here immediately, how it works. Hello, Kenya. There you go. And there's, this is all the assignments here on the left, and then there's a progress bar, how far you are. And at the end, there's, well, part of these assignments are pair programming. You have to find somebody to do it together with. And at the end, I think there's supposed to be even...
Are you able to send me a link for demo?
Yes, I think there's even the address here on my presentation. Yes, so this is the... But I can send the slides through Kadri. Yes, you can log in. There might be some places where it's not there might be something in Estonian still, but most of it in English as well. So, yeah. Sorry? How long? So we have worked this to be as an elective here in Estonia. One elective is about 35 hours average. Somebody does it quicker, somebody does it maybe slower, but about 35 hours per each of those.
Any other questions?
And maybe just adding that about 30 schools starting to use this in Estonia this autumn.
Hello, everyone. Hi. That is very nice. My name is Maria. I'm a founder of a company called EMPO, Empowerment Lab. Empowerment Lab is a career guidance platform for young people. Currently, we have 60,000 students from 193 countries. And basically what we do, let me give you a quick overview of how it's all started. So basically, we developed in partnership with the Luzern University in Switzerland. We developed a quiz for young people to help them understand which careers in the field of technology, creative tech, and sustainability matches their interest and personality type. Why is it important? Because not everyone is interested in coding and programming. There's lots of young people who are interested in sustainability or creativity-related careers, but they are not aware that there is plenty of career opportunities in the field of tech related to creativity and sustainability. So basically, in average, it takes a student 8 minutes to complete the quiz online. Right? So depends on their availability of the Wi-Fi connections or any other issues that they may have. So by the end of the quiz, they receive a personalized report, right, where they see what careers in the field of tech, sustainability, and creativity matches their personality. I'm talking too fast. Personality fits their personality type, and then after that, we guide them which universities they can apply in. Right? And also we offer online courses for them to test the career and develop some skills before going to university or vocational training and so on. Right? The courses that we develop them in partnership with the corporate. So we have courses on data analysis, VR, coding, obviously, also design and so on. So variety of different courses that are developed with corporates such as Oracle, Logitech, universities, and so on. Right, so practically speaking, if your students want to complete our career guidance quiz, as I said, it takes 8 minutes online. It's not very expensive, so they can try it out. And after that, they're interested, we can offer them courses. That's pretty much it.
For what age are you?
So between 15 to 25. So it's not about the age, it's about the entry level.
Okay, because most of the reason why I thought this is an interesting conversation is many of the children in the schools of these directors are at the point where they need to make choices for their career paths.
Yes.
And so they are year 9, year 10 students for whom they need to choose between in Kenya they're called pathways.
Okay, yes.
And so your tool might be valuable for that. So would you be able to tell a little bit more so that the directors here are able to understand how they might be able to use your tool to help to choose the pathways for their learners?
So basically, that's exactly the perfect. Yes, that's the perfect. Exactly the perfect target group to help them understand which careers will fit them before they go to higher education. As I said, right. So basically, just going on our website, following the link, and they can do it on their own. So they don't need any assistance. It's pretty clear and guided. Does that answer the question? Yes. Just to mention, we are now building a project with one of the Kenyan foundations for youth empowerment, and that's exactly what we do, because they offer education for them, but what we offer is the career guidance. So before they go and do different courses on coding or whatever they want, it's better to profile them and guide them, so to increase the efficiency of their education. Basically, that's the point. So it's a suggestion, it's a recommendation, because there is courses like data analysis on sustainability, right? All those new careers that are appearing today, young people are not aware of, we are not aware of. That's the reality, and young people are not aware as well. So we're kind of guiding them before they start to do additional courses.
My name is Rasmus, and today I'm going to tell you about one company and one organization. I have only one rule. It's the same rule that your schools have in your classrooms. Can you guess what this rule might be? The rule is that you put your phones away. Yeah. And that means for everyone. You can take photos of me. I know that I look magnificent, so you can take photos of me, but don't be in your phones, please. So put your phones away. It's a matter of respect also. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a couple of months ago there was a delegation from Brazil, and there were about the same amount of people, and only one person was looking at me. And I felt that I don't really want to do these presentations anymore. I came here from outside of Tallinn, came here, parked my car, and I don't really make any money with this. I just came to tell you about Estonian education. So that's the reason. That's fine by you guys? Awesome. If there's some urgent matter, of course, you can leave the room and, maybe something happened in your school or something. I completely understand. So, as I understand, you have been in Estonia for a couple of days already. You visited the schools. Amazing. I would like to ask you a question. What is the most surprising thing that you have found so far while visiting the schools and learning about Estonian education? Maybe someone can point me something. Has there been something that you have been surprised? Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Okay, good.
Both public and private schools are well equipped equally.
Okay, well equipped with what? What do you mean?
Facilities for learning, especially the technology rooms, the workshops, the home science rooms, and the libraries. Equally. You cannot separately differentiate this private, this is public, they are the same.
It's funny that you say that, because when you ask our teachers, or our students, or our parents, they would definitely say that they're not equipped enough. So it's all depends on how you look at things, It's like there's never enough. Anything else someone wants to point out? Yeah, that also sounds great. Yeah, on paper. But I don't want to say anything bad, but sometimes you need to wait for 4 months to get this free doctor's time, and many people actually need to pay for it. So one thing is that is on paper, one thing is what is the reality. And it all kind of depends on different kind of factors. Anything else anyone noticed? Go ahead.
Psychologists and psychiatrists in the school.
Not every school, but there are, in some.
We've gone to.
Yeah.
There's a place we even went and they had a little office.
Yes. But overall, again, we have a problem with that also. Many people who need help, psychological help, and for children it's easier to get access to it, but for adults it's quite difficult actually. Many people who need this help don't have access to it. But yes, like I said, everything is, it depends what you compare that with. If you compare with your schools and you don't have these specialists, then you see that, wow, that's surprising, that's cool. But again, in Estonia, many people, despite of having access of these specialists, are still not satisfied. So it's just an interesting world, right? But as I said, today I'm going to talk about the company I'm the CEO of, which is Elise. I'm trying to be quick because I'm not sure that how much does it correlate of what you do, but maybe it's still interesting to hear out what we do. And another thing I'm going to tell you about is EdTech Estonia, which is this amazing organization where all these companies today presenting their solution here belong to. But I will start with Elise today. And I really appreciate for all you putting your phones away and listening to me. Thank you so much. Elise is a preschool or kindergarten or nursery or daycare. You can call it in many different ways. But in general, it's an early childhood education management platform. Sounds complicated, but it's very easy. So what we do is, in general, we remove all the paperwork from the kindergartens and nurseries and give teachers more time. So they don't need to deal with all this bureaucracy and paperwork, and all this paper that needs to be filled in can be spent on children so they can draw on. So what we do is we help teachers, we give them more time. I don't know how, on detailed level, how the early childhood education in Kenya works exactly. But I'm sure the teachers still need to document their work. When children are coming into the educational institution, they need to mark who is in and who is out, who is attending, who is not attending. So these are all the same as in every country in the world. So what we have done is that we have digitalized the daily diary. So the teachers don't need to mark it on the paper who is absent or who is attending today. They do it online. But this is only 1% of what Elise does. It has different kind of other tools. So they will write down the daily description of the activities they do. They take photos and videos and put it in our Elise platform. They usually use the mobile application. We have, and all these photos and videos and daily descriptions and information is also shared to the parents. Because quite often, the parents don't really know what's going on in the kindergarten. I have 3 children myself. One of my daughters is still in the kindergarten, and when my son was in the kindergarten a long time ago, I went to pick up my son from the kindergarten in the end of the working day. I dropped my son off to the kindergarten in the early morning at 8 o'clock, went to the office, and then came to pick up my child. Now, I went to the kindergarten, entered the gate, saw my son playing outside with other kids. I saw the teacher. I saw 2 other moms standing, want to talk with the teacher and ask how the day was. And I was thinking that, okay, I would also like to check, ask how was the day. But, I need to go to the grocery store and I need to cook at home because my wife don't know how to cook. So I need to go home and cook. People always laugh about it. But I need to go to the grocery store, take the meat and stuff and go to the home. And then I'm seeing these two moms there. Both are waiting to talk with the teacher. And I was like, okay, should I wait now 10, 15 minutes so it's my turn to ask? Or should I just take my son away, goodbye, and say, have a nice evening and hope for the best, I mean, they're teachers, we need to trust them. But then I took my son, 4 years old, went to the car, asked, how was your day? Fine. It's like, so what did you do? Played? It's like, okay, what did you eat? Don't remember. Okay. So that's the information I got every day. But my son spent in the kindergarten 9-10 hours a day. And I didn't know what was going on there. I mean, this is not okay. Parents should know how their child is doing. The most of the time, the child is not spending at home, but in a kindergarten, you know. So basically, now with Elise, parents will know what is going on in the kindergarten. I can read the daily description, which is written in the diary here. So we have the daily description written down, so I can read, oh, today they learned about wild animals. So my son is in the car and I ask, how was your day? He's not going to tell me that it was just fine. I can ask, you learned about wild animals, so what animal you like the best? Oh yeah, we learned about the wild. So I like really a moose or something like that. I'm not sure that there's moose in Kenya, but in Estonia there's lots of mooses in the forest. So I can have this meaningful conversation with my son now, you know. I can check what my son ate because I have a food menu in our platform. I don't know if Kenyan kindergartens have actually kitchens or the parents pack their food in the morning. I don't know how it works exactly, but I now have very good overview as a parent what is going on in the kindergarten, and I can follow my child development. In Elise, it's possible to integrate any curricula. It can be national curricula or private curricula, and maybe a couple of more features to bring out in Elise is that we have, for example, file management, document management, so all the contracts or documents can be stored in Elise. We have image galleries. We have event calendar, like a Google Calendar, where all events can be added so the parents can check, oh, we have this party coming on. We have announcement board in Elise. We have child profile with all the parents' information. So if you need to contact the parent quickly, you will have all the information about the parents. You can message parents. Parents can message kindergarten. So we have study plans, like monthly, weekly plans, project plans for teachers that they can fill together and share it with the parents. So basically what it does is that it removes all the paperwork from the kindergarten and it makes teachers' life easier. But it's only not teachers and parents. The headmasters will also save time. You know, you can see this attendance here right now. This is all customizable. Every kindergarten or even preschool can do it in a way that they want to have it. Some Lithuanian kindergartens have 7 ways to not attend in a kindergarten. It's like in Estonia, it's like attending, not attending. But in Lithuania, there's 7 ways. Attending and going to the vacation. Not attending and is sick. So you have so all this is customizable depending on the needs of the kindergarten. But all this information now goes to the management of the kindergarten. So management have these amazing statistics. They can exactly see what's going on in every group, how many children are attending on what days. And what we did is we integrated Elise with local government, with the city accounting platform. So when the invoices will go out for the parents, because schools are free, but kindergartens are not free in Estonia. So the invoices which were sent to the parents are all this information for how many days the parents need to pay for is coming from Elise directly. So there's no manual work like Excel tables, putting the numbers in. No, everything comes from Elise directly. The payment itself still needs to be done through the bank usually, but everything else, stored information that goes on the invoice is coming from Elise. So we also help the management of the kindergarten and also the cities. So most of our clients are actually not kindergartens or preschools directly, it's actually the municipalities, the cities. Because in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Ukraine, Finland, majority of the kindergartens are not private ones, but public ones, and they are under the municipalities. But 10% of our clients are also private preschools, something like that. What else? This is how the parents see. It's mostly photos and videos what they're interested in. Every parent wants to see their own child. And if you're interested more about what we do, now you can take a photo. There's my email here. You can send me an email. And you know what's good about the lease? It's quite cheap. Yeah, so compared to our competitors, it's quite cheap. So average educational institution pays about 50 to 100 euros per month. Parents don't pay anything, and our competitors usually ask about 300, 350 euros per month. So our one is with a quite low price. And yeah, it's also all the management issues in the educational institution. For schools, it's not the perfect solution. The reason is very simple. We don't have homework module that schools need. Students have homework usually, and students also need to be able to log in and check their homework. In early childhood education, the children don't need to use the platform itself. It's not for the children. It's for the teachers, parents, and the education institution management. Yeah, so that's about the lease. And now I will tell you about EdTech Estonia. Completely different thing. Not even a private company, it's an NGO. About the previous stuff, any questions?